Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you something that should ignite a fire inside you. Time does not wait for you. Time doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, or your excuses. It keeps moving forward whether you're ready or not. And if you don't get your act together, you'll find yourself in the exact same spot 5, 10, or 20 years from now, asking where it all went wrong. That's a fate none of us should accept. First, let's talk about the power of time. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Every second that ticks away is a second you'll never reclaim. So stop wasting it. Stop letting it slip through your fingers because you're thinking about doing something. You're not running out of time, you're already out of time. You either make things happen now, or you will be left behind wondering what could have been. Second, stop waiting for the perfect moment because it doesn't exist. I know you think you need everything to align just right, but that's a lie. There will never be a perfect moment to start. There's always going to be fear, doubt, and uncertainty. The only thing that separates the successful from the unsuccessful is one thing: action. And I don't mean waiting for some magical moment. I'm talking about acting now. If you're not moving, you're dying. Period. Third, let me tell you about the price of inaction. You think it's harmless, right? It's not. Every day you hesitate, every day you delay, you're giving away your future. You're handing your life over to the hands of time, and believe me, it's not forgiving. You'll wake up one day and realize how much you've lost by not acting. You'll regret every single second. But you can prevent that now. Take action now before regret becomes your companion for life. Fourth, this isn't about baby steps or easy wins. It's about taking massive action. You want change, you want results, then get off your ass and make something happen. If you're not putting everything you have into what you're doing, you're wasting your time. Small moves don't get you big rewards. The world rewards those who go after it with everything they've got. You want to be successful? Then you better start running at full speed. Fifth, failure is not your enemy. It's your best teacher. If you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to win. You need to understand that failure is part of the process. You cannot avoid it. Every time you fail, it's an opportunity to learn, to adapt, to get better. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. The successful don't avoid failure, they embrace it, learn from it, and keep pushing. You need to do the same. Finally, focus. If you're not laser focused on your goals, you're going to get distracted. And distractions are everywhere. People, social media, TV, you name it. Every second you waste on those distractions is a second you'll never get back. So commit right now to focus like never before. Lock in on what you want. No excuses, no distractions, no compromises. The people who get what they want are the ones who relentlessly focus and work their asses off. Time will not wait for you. It doesn't care about your plans, your fears, or your excuses. If you don't act now, you'll find yourself wishing you had. But let me make this clear, it's not too late. You still have time. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Act now, or live with the regret of doing nothing. The choice is yours. The time is now. You're going to get moving or get left behind. Thank you. Time is the one thing you can't afford to take for granted. You can lose money, you can lose friends, you can lose opportunities, but time keeps moving forward. Whether you're ready or not, time doesn't stop for anyone. You can sit around and wait for the perfect moment, but that moment will never come. Every single second that ticks by is gone forever. I think about that for a second. Every second, gone. Do you realize how precious that is? You don't get a single one back. The time you waste today is time you will never get to use again. You want to know why people fail? They waste their time. They waste it planning, thinking and hoping for a time when everything will magically align, when they'll have everything they need to take action. But here's the truth: that day never comes. You're not promised tomorrow. The only time you have is right now. It's this moment, this second, and it's slipping away as we speak. Time waits for no one, and yet so many people act like it's endless. But the reality is your time on this earth is limited. You can't afford to waste it. You can't afford to let fear, doubt, or procrastination hold you back. If you don't value time, you're already losing. Time doesn't care about your excuses, about your setbacks or your hardships. It keeps moving. It's brutal like that. It doesn't care if you're prepared, if you're ready, or if you think you're good enough. It just keeps moving forward. And if you're not moving with it, you're getting left behind. So understand this time is your most valuable asset. You can get money back, you can recover from mistakes, you can rebuild relationships, but once time is gone, it's gone for good. There are no do-overs, no second chances. There are people out there right now who are living their dreams because they understood this simple fact. They didn't wait around for the perfect opportunity. They created it. They took action. They didn't waste their time waiting, wondering, or wishing. They got moving, and as a result, they are living lives that many of you can only dream of. Time isn't going to wait for you to get your act together. It's not going to pause and give you more time to figure things out. It's relentless. Every moment you waste thinking about what you should do, you're falling further behind. You're already being left behind by time, and if you don't wake up and understand the urgency of that, you'll keep falling further and further away from your goals. When you grasp the true power of time, you stop wasting it. You stop taking it for granted. You realize that you're not promised tomorrow. So you take action now. The only way to win is to make the most of the time you have. You need to be hyper aware of every single second that passes. And instead of letting it slip away, you need to act with urgency. Your goals, your dreams, they are within reach, but you have to stop waiting. You have to understand that time doesn't wait for you. You either act now or regret later. This isn't some motivational fluff. This is the truth. Your time is limited, and if you keep waiting, you will find yourself at the end of your life wishing you had done more. Time waits for no one. You've heard it before: wait for the right time, the perfect moment will come. Let me tell you right now, it's all a lie. There is no such thing as a perfect moment, no magical window where everything aligns just the way you want it. If you're sitting around waiting for the stars to line up, guess what? You're going to be sitting there forever. Life doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait. The world moves on with or without you. And while you wait, someone else is taking action, moving forward and making things happen. And when you finally decide to act, they'll be miles ahead, leaving you wondering where you went wrong. So stop waiting. Stop thinking that everything has to be perfectly set up before you take the first step. That's procrastination at its finest. You're stalling, hoping for something that doesn't exist. It's an excuse. And deep down, you know it. You know you're just afraid to move, afraid to take the risk. You're waiting for permission from life itself, when in reality, life is telling you to step up and take it. The truth is, there's never going to be a perfect moment. Never. There will always be obstacles. There will always be things you haven't figured out yet. There will always be challenges. But here's what separates the doers from the dreamers. The doers start anyway. They don't wait for everything to be perfect. They don't sit around making excuses. They move in the face of uncertainty, in the face of fear. Because they understand that action, not waiting, is what creates results. Look, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that one day everything will just come together. But let me be clear with you, that's a dangerous mindset. You're robbing yourself of the opportunity to create something now. You're waiting for external circumstances to change when you have the power to change your internal circumstances first. You don't need the world to tell you it's the right time. You need to tell yourself that it's time. And the time is now. The world doesn't care if you're ready. The world doesn't care if you figured it all out. It's moving forward, and it will leave you behind if you don't start taking action today. So stop sitting there thinking that one day you'll be ready. The truth is, you'll never be ready. You'll never have everything lined up perfectly. But guess what? You don't need everything figured out. You just need to act. The steps will come as you move forward. You think there's going to be a moment where everything is easy? Think again. It's not about waiting for ease. It's about moving in spite of the difficulty, taking action even when it feels uncomfortable, pushing through when you want to quit. That's where the magic happens. You learn, you grow, you adapt as you go. But nothing happens until you move. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop allowing fear and doubt to paralyze you. There is no right time, there is only now. The moment you decide to act, everything changes. The moment you stop procrastinating, you take control. Time won't wait for you, but you can still take action today. Don't let the fear of imperfection hold you back any longer. Get started and keep going until you make it happen. Let me tell you something that will hit you like a slap in the face. Inaction is the most expensive thing you can ever do. You think it's harmless to sit back and wait for things to fall into place? I think again. Every second you waste, every moment you delay is a moment that's gone forever. And trust me, you won't realize the true cost of that until it's too late. Inaction is a silent killer. It doesn't scream for attention, but it silently robs you of your future. It's the quiet thief that takes your opportunities, your growth, your success, and leaves you with nothing but regret. When you're sitting around doing nothing, waiting for the right time or hoping for some magical sign, time keeps moving. It doesn't stop for you. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care that you're not ready yet. All it cares about is moving forward. And as it moves, it leaves you behind. Every time you think, I'll do it tomorrow, or I need more time to think about it, time doesn't stop. It keeps ticking second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour. And as each of those moments passes, you're giving away your life. You're handing over your dreams. You're throwing away your potential. That's the price of inaction, the slow, steady drain of everything you could have achieved, everything you could have been. The truth is, you don't have time to waste. None of us do. Every day you wait, you're missing out on the life you're capable of creating. And when you finally wake up and realize what you've lost, it'll be too late. You'll look back and wonder where it all went. You'll regret not acting sooner. But regret doesn't change anything. It doesn't give you back the time you've wasted. It doesn't fix the opportunity you missed. Regret is nothing but a heavy burden to carry, one you shouldn't have to bear. Inaction creates a chain of missed opportunities, and once that chain starts, it's hard to break. Each moment you don't take action makes it easier to keep doing nothing. You settle into the comfortable illusion that maybe tomorrow will be the right time. But tomorrow never comes. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day with nothing but a stack of broken promises to yourself and a heart full of what-ifs. You think you can put off the hard stuff until later, but let me tell you, life doesn't care about your plans. Life doesn't care if you're comfortable. If you want something different, something better, you have to act now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. The window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. The moment to make a change is fleeting, and once it's gone, it's gone. So every second you waste is not just a lost opportunity, it's a moment of your life that you'll never get back. Regret is the price of inaction. It's the cost you pay for not stepping up, not seizing the moment, not taking control of your own future. It's the price of playing it safe, of holding back when you should be charging forward. You can't afford to pay that price. Not when you have everything inside you to go after what you want, to build the life you deserve, to create the future you've been dreaming of. If you want to avoid that regret, you need to act. You need to take action now, while there's still time. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission. Don't wait for life to hand you a sign. The only sign you need is the one staring you in the face right now. Time is moving, and it's not going to wait for you. The cost of doing nothing is too high. So get off your ass, stop making excuses, and start doing what you need to do. Make your move, take the first step, and go after what's yours before it's too late. You want change? You want success? Then stop with the small steps. Small steps won't cut it. I'm talking about massive, bold action, big moves, the kind of action that shakes things up, that gets people to notice, that forces you out of your comfort zone and into the realm of real achievement. You think you're going to get big results by tiptoeing around, by doing just enough to feel like you're trying? That's a joke. You've got to go all in. Go big or go home. There's no in between. Let me tell you something right now. The world doesn't reward the timid. It doesn't reward the maybes or the I'll get to. It's the world rewards those who take charge, who act with intent, and who are willing to go further than anyone else. People who make waves, who disrupt the norm, who aren't afraid to fail big because they know the potential for success is even bigger. That's what it takes to make real change. You're sitting there telling yourself that small improvements will eventually add up. That's a fairy tale. You need to move like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Every moment you hesitate, every time you take it easy, you're falling behind. You're losing ground. There are people out there right now making moves that will put them ahead of you if you don't step up your game. They're not taking baby steps. They're launching themselves forward with everything they have. They don't care if they stumble. They don't care if they face setbacks. They know that the only way to get what they want is to throw everything they have into it. You want to make a real impact? Then you need to move fast, hard, and with purpose. No more wasting time with half-hearted attempts. If you're serious about reaching the top, you have to go after it like your life depends on it. Big decisions, big investments, big risks. You need to put everything on the line because that's how winners operate. They know that the bigger the action, the bigger the reward. The world isn't going to come to you because you showed up. You have to grab it by the throat and make it yours. People are afraid of bold action. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid of getting knocked down. But here's the thing, failure isn't a bad thing. It's the greatest teacher you'll ever have. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It's only through the massive, bold actions that you'll learn how to truly succeed. Every time you stumble, you pick yourself up stronger, smarter, and more determined than before. The only real failure is not trying at all. If you want to make it, if you want to build something that will last, you have to be willing to put it all on the line. And if you fail, fail hard, and then rise stronger. That's how you get to the top. So stop playing small. Start thinking big. Stop thinking about the easy path. Start taking the hard one. Take risks, make bold moves, and refuse to sit back and let life pass you by. Massive action isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, being fearless, and making decisions that will push you toward your goals at lightning speed. The people who succeed don't sit back and wait. They go out there and take what's theirs. You want change? You want success? Then it's time to act massively. The time is now. Failure is not the end, it's the beginning. I know you've been told your whole life that failure is something to avoid, that it's a mark of weakness or a sign that you're just not good enough. But that's the biggest lie anyone could ever tell you. Failure is not the enemy, failure is the teacher. It's the one thing that has the power to shape you, to turn you into something better than you were yesterday. So why fear it? Why let the idea of failing paralyze you when it's the very thing that will propel you forward? Understand this, if you're not failing, then you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It means you're not taking risks. You're not reaching for anything beyond what you already know, beyond what you're comfortable with. You're just coasting. And let me tell you something, coasting is a sure way to end up nowhere. But failure is a signal. It's a sign that you're on the edge of greatness. It means you're stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something new, something challenging. And that is where growth happens. When you fail, you get to see exactly where you need to improve. It's like having a mirror held up to your face, showing you exactly what's working and what's not. You can't grow if you're not willing to look at yourself honestly. And failure forces you to do that. It forces you to face your weaknesses, your mistakes, and your flaws. But here's the key: when you face them, you can fix them. You can learn from them. You can adapt. And that's where the magic happens. It's in that moment of failure that you find the strength to rise, the clarity to change, and the wisdom to do it better next time. But that only happens if you choose to learn from failure. Too many people let failure define them. They let it break them down, make them feel small, unworthy, or incapable. But that's not failure's fault. That's their fault for not using failure as a tool. You have a choice: you can let failure stop you, or you can let it push you. The successful people in life, the ones who break barriers and achieve greatness, are the ones who see failure as a necessary step in their journey. They know that every failure is just a stepping stone to something better, something greater. They don't wallow in self-pity. They don't feel sorry for themselves. They get up, dust themselves off, and move forward with more knowledge, more determination, and a stronger sense of purpose. You see, failure doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. It makes you real. But it also makes you stronger, smarter, and more capable than you were before. The key is to embrace it, to understand that it's not a permanent state. It's a temporary setback, a lesson, a way to guide you in the right direction. If you don't embrace failure, you're missing out on the most powerful learning experience you can have. Every time you fail, you get the chance to recalibrate, to refine your approach, to become more resilient, more resourceful. And each time you get back up, you come back better than you were before. Stop letting fear hold you back. Stop letting the fear of failure dictate your decisions. If you're going to succeed, you've got to take risks. You've got to step into the unknown. And yes, there will be failures along the way. But those failures will be your teachers. They will teach you things you can't learn any other way. And in the end, they'll make you stronger than you ever thought possible. So embrace failure, learn from it, adapt to it, and grow through it. Because that's where true success lies. So let me leave you with this: the path to success is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with obstacles, setbacks, and yes, failure. But that's not something to fear, that's something to embrace. The successful aren't those who avoid failure, they're ones who understand it's just a part of the process. It's the fuel that drives progress, the foundation for growth, and the ultimate test of your resilience. So the next time you fail, don't cower in defeat. Stand tall, take ownership, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because in the end, it's not failure that defines you, it's how you rise from it, how you use it to become better, smarter, and stronger than you were before. Time waits for no one, and neither does success. Act now. Keep moving, keep learning, keep failing, and keep failing, and keep rising. That's how winners are made. Thank you.